48 hours, we just entered the most dangerous phase of the coming hot war with Russia and China, and no one is prepared for what's coming. Everyone but a few smart people are actually ignoring it. The media would rather distract you with new COVID variants and masking concerns at your children's school.
COVID cases are on the rise across the nation and in our area, which means something many of us thought we'd see the last of is back. Businesses, hospitals, even colleges, including one in our area, reinstating mask mandates.
Yeah, those are important stories, but they're missing the most important story in the world, and they're all ignoring it right now. Look at Drudge today, for crying out loud. Look at CNN, top story about Burning Man. What about Fox News? Nope, it's all about DeSantis. But don't fall for it. It's all a misdirection. Look over here while President Biden is caught taking millions of dollars from foreign companies. So what's a good way to distract from a crumbling economy if you're President Biden heading into an election season? Start a war with Russia. Wag the dog. Did you ask for a war with Russia? No, neither did I. But you're about to get one. And my friend Tucker Carlson just exposed the entire plan.
So once you start indicting your political opponents, you know that you have to win or else they're going to indict you if they win, right?
Right.
And so they can't lose. They will do anything to win. So how do they do that? They're not going to do COVID again. I know everyone on the right's afraid they're going to do COVID and mask mandate. They're not going to do that. They can't do that. If they've already been exposed, that won't work. There's going to be, no, what are they going to do? They're going to go to war with Russia is what they're going to do. There will be a hot war between the United States and Russia in the next year. And
Really?
Yes, of course. They want it anyway.
A hot war with Russia. Remember, we're at war with Russia already, but we're doing it through a proxy, using Ukrainians to fight the war, sending them billions of dollars in weapons. More than 400,000 Ukrainians are now dead. More than 2.5 million are permanently disabled. So we're using Ukraine until we can't use them anymore. When all of their men are dead, then we'll have to send our own troops. And it's all part of the plan, which Congressman Adam Schiff explained. We fight Russia over there, so we don't have to fight them here in Washington, D.C.
The United States aids Ukraine and her people so that we can fight Russia over there and we don't have to fight Russia here.
Now, Tucker only exposed one big piece of this plan, which is the Russian piece. The other piece is the economic side, which we'll get into in a second. But first, on the Russian side, something happened this week that almost no one covered. We covered it on our show, but it was radio silence in most of the mainstream media. The Biden administration quietly laying out a plan to make it impossible for any future president to keep us out of a hot war with Russia. By the way, Russia has already said that this will lead to direct war with their military, and China is standing by, ready to jump in. So according to the Wall Street Journal, what the Biden administration did is astonishing. They introduced a plan to permanently fund Ukraine's proxy war against Russia, and the structure would make it impossible for a future president to undo the plan. Think of it like Obamacare, but on steroids. Everyone, including a Republican president and a Republican Congress, tried to unravel Obamacare, but they couldn't do it. The structure is virtually permanent. The same is true of this plan for Ukraine. So what is the likelihood that in the next few months we are involved in a nuclear war with Russia? Colonel Tony Schaefer says 80%.
Shalom. Call halal bashmimash Yahweh Ruharu Kakodash. Double honors to mighty men, the elders, the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep, the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness and sincerity. Again, I'm going to say shalom. And you can't get around that news, family. Okay. You can't really get around that. That's very serious. And, you know, I put this on Rumble. I did a 2-part series on, you know, that Sarmat being deployed. Okay. And I don't think I put it on the YouTube that they didn't deploy this thing to hit Ukraine. I've said this in many of my older videos on YouTube. I used to date a Ukrainian, okay? I used to date a Ukrainian woman, and she even admit they're the same people, so he's not going to blow up his own backyard. Family that Sarmat is set up to destroy America. Straight up. And in 1 hour, okay, America's going to be no more. This entire region is going to be blown off its foundation. Let's get that classic in Revelations, the 18th chapter. Actually, let's get that in Revelation 18 and 19. And it reads, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, At last, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Okay, when you go to the Matthew's account, no one knew the day, time, or hour, the seventh trumpet, and the great judgment day. But it's just something, I'm going to keep repeating this, it's something the Israelite community should not take this for granted. Okay? It's basically, it's not an official declaration of war, with Russia yet, but it's right at the doorsteps. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. Let's go to the urgency of Israelites gathering together right now. Okay, Zephaniah 2:1, the classic. It reads, gather yourselves together, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Excuse me for reading too fast. But this is serious, okay? This is very serious, family. It's a build-up. Okay, I say this often, it's still a build-up. But there's no way that Sarmat was deployed to sit on standby and be on display. Okay, the Most High gonna put a spirit in the Brics nations to press them buttons and bring about this final exodus back to the wilderness. God willing, into Zion for the chosen. Okay. Verse 3. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. Let's get Psalms 91. We all gotta pray we in this number right here. Psalms 91, the old classic. Psalms 91:1, and it reads, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say unto the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. And man, that's some heavyweight news, family. That's all I can tell y'all. And, Israel, just pray for one another as a community. And just pray to the Lord, okay, you're just doing the right thing to get salvation. Okay. Psalms 91 and verse 3, and it reads, he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. And that noisome pestilence dealing with these nuclear missiles. Okay. Keep in mind, it's deployed and it's active going into the Sarmat, this stealth nuclear system. It's deployed, it's armed, and at some point, the Lord gonna put a spirit on somebody from Brics. It'd be Russia, okay, the other Brics nations that's with Russia, North Korea, China, Iran. Okay, you got those Brics members in Africa basically pushing the elite out. Okay, you have a huge uprising with the African nation, so-called Valley Ham. They pushing out the elite, and the elites are in panic mode. So this war coming, this war, this Armageddon type ending for the wicked, that thing coming. Nuclear destruction. Okay. Psalms 91 and verse 4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou thrust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. All praise to the Most High. Just want to make it a short segment, family. Israel, I love y'all. All praise to the Most High power of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Kwam Yashala. We got next. Shalom.